Let's cook together again. First, I'm gonna get the knife and cut this onion. I already have, I'm preheating olive oil in my Instant Pot. This is not an organic onion, so I'm going to just peel it using, just removing the first layer completely. I typically don't do that, but okay. I'm gonna use this onion, chop it roughly. We're making a soup. Not my best chopping skills today, but just need just rough chopping of this onion. Going to add a little bit of water to my pot. And next thing, I'm going to wash the broccoli and cauliflower and roughly chop it. Okay, washed my broccoli, so I'm going to use the whole thing. One thing I'm going to chop off is kind of like this end, but even the stalk is going to be great. I try to waste as little product as possible, especially in today's economy. I want to use everything. Alright, so this will go straight into the pot. And I also have a lot of broccoli, which is great. Oh, I caught it. Alright. Again, I'm chopping off just the end. And this one is pretty thick, so I'm gonna split it into quarters. Like that. And this too. Right, and I'm going to put all that into the pot where things are simmering already. Next thing I'm going to do is just kind of break apart the broccoli. I want them to be in larger pieces, but not super big. Okay, this is good. And my pot is a 6-quart pot, so a lot of things will fit in here. Okay. All of this. This is a big one, so I'm gonna kind of cut it. This way. Okay. Break this apart. Okay, this is good enough. I like the chunks. All right. Oop, this one escaped. There's always one. All right. So this was broccoli. Actually, there's one more. Okay. So now this was broccoli. Now cauliflower is a big head of cauliflower. What I'm going to do is get rid of kind of the end and these leaves. And this also goes into composting, so I don't dispose of it. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut this head of cauliflower in half. And then in an each half will be cut as well. And that's how I'm going to handle it. Just makes it easier. This will break it apart more or less, kind of similar idea as with broccoli. It's a bit more difficult with cauliflower since it's more, I guess, more difficult to split apart. But this is the first part going in. All right. Then we're gonna do the same with this. This is good. This one could be split a little bit more. This one. Same kind of idea. This is all going in the pot. And all of that is going to reduce more or less just because most of it is water. So even if the pot appears kind of filled to the brim, not a big deal. Okay. So this is going also in the pot. And these pieces we're just gonna make smaller chunks out of it. Okay, now let's not forget all these little tiny pieces here. Let's not waste that. Okay. All right. Next, I put the cauliflower and broccoli on a steam cycle in the crock pot for 10 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to peel the carrots. And the only reason I'm steaming, just because of the volume, there's just a lot of volume, and the soup won't work out for me if the volume is not reduced. It's going to steam for about 10 minutes under pressure, so it should cook pretty quickly. I also added a little bit of water to prevent burning. These are organic carrots from Trader Joe's. I'm still peeling them today just because, I don't know, I felt like peeling them. But you don't have to if you wash them so thoroughly. Okay. All of this is going into composting. Okay. And I'll slice the carrots. All right. And typically I also cut the ends. I notice also that sometimes carrots are sweeter. Some carrots are sweeter than others when I buy at the grocery store. Have you noticed that? I don't know what it depends on. Okay, I'm gonna wait until everything gets steamed. I'll open the crock pot, release the steam, and put this in there. Celery is also fantastic in soups. So I got some organic celery that I just washed, and I'm going to just chop it the same way, roughly. You won't necessarily taste it in the soup, but it definitely adds flavor to the stock, which is half of the battle. This is good enough. Okay. One more thing. Let's be real, garlic is the most important part of any soup or really any dish. Okay, if you care to argue with me, you can do that right here, right now. I love garlic. All shapes of forms. In fact, I already planted some last year, so I'm hoping I'll get some garlic this year. Because last year when I planted it, I didn't wait long enough. And so when I pulled it out, it was nothing. Only waited like 3 months, and you have to wait 9 months or something like that. It's like a full pregnancy. Anyway, just roughly chop the garlic. Still waiting for that steaming thing. Okay, Kitty's waiting that too, very much so. Now let's talk about spices a bit. Any stock that I make from scratch, which is for a soup like this, I'm not using any stock that is prepackaged. So I've just basically used the liquid produced, or water, and then all the nutrients that are released from the vegetables. But usually it's not enough to make it flavorful as I like it. So we're gonna put some spices in here. I have capsules of ginger and turmeric that I've been keeping because I don't take them as is, but I was thinking I could use them in a soup like this, and that will work just fine. So, and they come in pretty, so I'm going to use 3 capsules. Right. Okay. Then I'm going to use nutritional yeast. I'm actually going to use the whole thing. It adds a little bit of cheesiness. Oregano. Actually, I need to buy more because this one is done. Okay. Thyme leaves. Okay. And then basil. Probably another spice that I need to repurchase at Trader Joe's tomorrow. Okay, yep. Alright, so this should add. Now this will not be spicy or anything like this. So I want just a tiny bit of something for spiciness. I'm thinking just to add a little bit of chili powder. Just a tiny bit. That's it. It's not going to significantly change the flavor or anything like that, but it will add some spiciness. I'll add some of the pink salt. This will quickly get diluted. And the rest of salt I'll probably add later on, just because I need to actually taste this. Okay. Okay, this is what the soup looks so far. I added peas and corn on top of the vegetables I've already chopped. And I'm just waiting for the water to filter in my pitcher, and I'll add to about right here, and I close it for about 20 minutes in this pot, and we'll see what happens. All right, I added a little bit of oat milk here and some garlic that I chopped, and that's the soup that came out. I also am adding a bit of salt and this seasoning right here. I've had it for a little while, and it has a couple of things: garlic, onions, spices. I don't know what kind of spices, but paprika, celery seed, and mustard seed. And it's a little bit less spicy in it too. So if you want to make it less chunky, you can blend it in the blender. Or if you want, I like to keep it this way with chunks and enjoy it.
like that. Voila.